You know, when we watch a drama like As Gleaming as the Sun, we often focus on the main romance. But sometimes, the most incredible wisdom comes from the quietest moments. In this case, it's from the conversations between the mothers. These scenes are so gentle, so healing, and they offer some amazing insights into love and support. So, let's dive into some of these highlights together.
Okay, so it all kicks off with a really simple chat between the two moms. On the surface, it's just a couple of words, but trust me, they unpack a huge truth about what it really means to support your kids.
So, one of the mothers, Sheng Wei, goes up to the other, Jiang Yun, and she asks this question so carefully, so hesitantly. You can just feel the weight behind it, can't you? That unspoken fear of judgment or a list of conditions that usually comes with these kinds of talks.
And Jiang Yun's response? Just 4 simple words. I don't oppose. That's it. No buts, no conditions, no hidden agenda. It's just this clean, direct, and incredibly powerful statement of pure acceptance.
Now, this little phrase is so much more than just not disagreeing. It's a really deliberate choice. Instead of grilling her or posturing, she's offering trust. It's like she's saying, the door is always open. She's not making decisions for her child. She's giving her child the courage to dare to make their own, knowing they have a safe place to land, no matter what.
So you might be wondering, where does this kind of wisdom come from? Well, it didn't come from a perfect life. It actually came from the really tough lessons she learned in a difficult marriage. Her past shows us what the real thorn in a relationship can be.
This image just lays it all out, doesn't it? As Jiang Yun's career took off, she was running forward, building a life. But her husband? He just stayed put, blaming everyone else and growing resentful of how wide the gap between them was getting. It wasn't a lack of love that tore them apart. It was something much, much deeper. The real destroyer of their marriage wasn't about money, and it wasn't a lack of affection. It was his deep-seated insecurity. That feeling of inadequacy, you know? It became like a poison, a thorn that just slowly ripped their relationship apart. It's a pretty stark reminder that sometimes the biggest dangers to a partnership actually come from within.
So, after surviving all that, Jiang Yun raised her daughter all by herself while building her business from scratch. And that journey, that incredible resilience she showed, became the living, breathing template for the person her daughter would grow up to be.
Even the other mother, Sheng Wei, is just in awe of her. And this quote, it's not just a nice compliment, it's a real recognition of the sheer strength it took for Jiang Yun to succeed against all odds. She was providing this powerful, living example for her daughter every single day.
And this all leads to one of the biggest takeaways from their whole story. It starts with this really powerful idea. A mother's image
Is the daughter's future image. A daughter really does look to her mother as the blueprint for her own life. It's like by seeing her mom thrive all on her own, she learns that she can be the architect of her own life too. It's not just told to her, it's shown to her.
And here's why that is so important. When a mom lives as her own source of strength, her own light, she teaches her daughter that a woman's success is not something to be afraid of. It means her daughter can go into relationships out of choice, not need, and she'll never feel like she has to shrink herself or compromise who she is for somebody else.
You know, maybe the most touching thing about Jiang Yun is how she refuses to let her own painful past become a burden for her daughter. She makes a conscious choice not to pass on her scars.
This is her core belief. Even though she was betrayed, she never once told her daughter, "Oh, all men are unreliable," or "Look what happened to me." She got that her past trauma was hers, and it shouldn't be a cage for her daughter's future. That separation is just an incredible act of love.
So instead of hard and fast rules, Jiang Yun passes on these guiding principles. It's this unspoken wisdom that teaches her daughter to love with dignity, to give without losing herself, and to always, always know her own worth. She deserves to be cherished as an equal, and what a powerful foundation that is for any relationship.
And all of this, it really brings us to a bigger, more universal idea. Jiang Yun's story just perfectly highlights the incredible blessing of having a mother who is truly 100% in your corner.
I mean, the power of that kind of support system is just priceless. It's knowing that someone believes in you before you even believe in yourself. When you get lost, she's the one who reminds you who you are. And when you mess up, she doesn't hit you with an "I told you so." She just says, "It's okay, let's get you back on your feet." That feeling of "I'm here for you" gives us the guts to try and the strength to get back up when we fail.
When you see your mom's independence, it just makes you fearless in chasing your own dreams.
And when you feel her respect,
It gives you the freedom to make your own choices, and yeah, even your own mistakes.
And when you're surrounded by that unconditional love, you just know that no matter what happens or where you go, you always have a place to come home to.
And that, ultimately, is the beautiful message at the heart of this story. It's a reminder that in this complicated world, the steady, loving support of a mom might just be the greatest blessing any of us could ever have.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. When was a time, big or small, that you just looked at your own mom and thought, wow, it is so good to have her? Thanks for exploring this with me today.